All efforts to establish allegations of forgery against President Bola Tinubu is still in full force as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party has applied for the Supreme Court's approval to file fresh evidence against Mr. President. Recall that the former vice president accused President Tinubu of presenting forged certificates to the Independent National Electoral Commission before the February the 25th election. This followed the release of Tinubu's academic records by the Chicago State University in the United States, of which it affirmed that the president was one of its students. One of the president's aides also denied rumors of forged certificates. But the PDP candidate has continued to insist that Tinubu's documents were fraught with discrepancies and forgery. Well, joining us in the studio is a former member of the House of Representatives and a political analyst, Honorable Jide Jimo. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
And if you look at the papers this morning, it is also awash with some of the statements made by the former vice president and presidential candidate of the PDP, talking about Atiku Abubakar. If you look at the papers, he said, one of the papers, he says, remove Tinubu as president. No further evidence required. Atiku is telling Supreme Court. And he went ahead to say, says forged certificates to INEC, weighty constitutional matter. And he cites the Apex Court judgment on forged certificates. That's one. Another one, he said, Tinubu Atiku fight hard over CSU FBI files. And another one here, he's saying that he's accusing the federal government of twisting facts to confuse the public. Let's get your reaction to, he's still insisting that the Apex Court, the Supreme Court, has to admit this evidence and do something.
Thank you very much. The viewers at home, good morning. I want to give thanks to Almighty God, the ruler of heaven and the earth, for me being created, for me being alive, and you too.
Absolutely.
I won't say that.
She's not the only one here.
And you too. When I say you too, I mean the two of you. Thank you very much for that. You see, let me tell you one thing. I don't think there's anything new in what the former vice president is saying. Nothing is new.
How do you mean?
I was a member of Lagos State House of Assembly when Asiwaju Bola Tinubu was the governor from 1999 to 2007. I was the chairman of Public Accounts Committee under the leadership of Adeleke Olorunnibe as the speaker there, now senator. If there's anything at all that people are saying today, there's nothing we have not seen. There's nothing we have not heard. There's nothing we don't have. Right from the onset. When Chief Ganifaya made the pronouncement, somebody came to the house. That is Honorable Thomas Fade. He said as a point of under matter of urgent public importance, he raised it up and he read the magazine there. We all listened attentively. Senator Mamora, now the speaker then, Mamora now said, well, let's listen so that we know what we are going to do. At the end of the day, a committee was being constituted, led by Babajide Omaurare. The report of the committee was being submitted to the House. Every single member of that House there have the copy of all these things they have been saying. Nothing is new. It is laughable. It is incredible. And I don't expect this kind of thing to happen from somebody that somebody has been regarded as a big man in politics. It's a case of personal non-grata, a case of unacceptable, a case of unwelcome. This is what people have heard all over the years, over 23 years ago. I have listened to the preponderance of opinions,
but
expressions.
Somewhat.
That expression and opinion does not translate to judicial decision.
Right.
There were judicial decisions before now. There were legislative decisions before now. What are you looking at? If you believe what you have gotten is a new one, let's wait for people who have the lances to adjudicate,
but it
to
is
take a position.
It is very important for us to understand. You said, it's a matter, more than 20 years ago.
Of course.
But there are younger kids now who on social media who believe
who were not,
otherwise.
yes,
Exactly.
who were not there at the time,
Exactly.
who are still looking into these matters now. And I'm wondering, okay, why it's still not letting up if this matter is something that has been out there, been dealt with, legislated upon, deliberated upon,
Yes.
yet it's not letting up. What really is the issue here? Is it really about national interest, or it's about some personal interest?
That's why I said persona non grata. It is a persona non grata. You have taken this thing as a private something. It is not. The national issue is what I think we should be discussing by now, and not this kind of thing. Something that has cropped up in the last 24 years. You are not bringing it again. It is not new. When I said it's not new, is that you have just discovered another something. What is that thing that you have just discovered? Nothing. Those are the things we had when we were in the House of Assembly there. And the chairman of the committee recommended with the committee member to the House. And we debated it, we discussed it with the robust decision. At the end of the day, decision was being made. That was nothing but legislative decision. Chief Gadawayemi went to court. The court said, you don't have anything to do on this thing other than investigation. When after the investigation, is this a criminal something? No. And I listened to one of the articles heads said that this is not a criminal matter. It's not a criminal matter. What is he talking about? Electoral matter. Wait for the adjudication. The court has the lances to pronounce whatever is going to be the last decision. You have your own lawyer, senior advocate of Nigeria. Let's wait for that. Opinions and expression all these are welcome in democracy. Right. But it does not translate to decision of the judiciary. We should wait for the decision of the judiciary. You have gone to court. Let's see what is going to happen in the court. That's all. Right.
It's good that you're trying to take us back in time. But it's very important that you need to also educate us on what you understand about the issue going on. There is a case of a forgery, and according to, as alleged by the APC,
yeah.
And the APC said, just like you're also saying, that it's no cause for alarm. But could you expatiate, educate us on exactly what is the matter? Is it that the certificate the incumbent president, Bola Tinubu, is holding is forged, or it's just that, chasing the shadows, just like you said, or going on a wild goose chase to Chicago State University?
The Chicago State University has made pronouncement under the law, under the oath, that this man attended our university. And he passed out from that university. He was given certificate. He has friends and colleagues that they went together. Where is the case of forgery here? Where is the case of forgery? If you now believe that there's forgery, you don't need to go to the public and through the newspapers and be talking all this. Since you believe in court, since you believe that court decision is going to be the final, let's wait for that decision to come up. Why all this ulabalu? It is uncalled for.
But some say he has freedom of he rights to freedom
of
expression.
That's what I'm saying. Yes,
very good. That's why he's expressing himself.
It's welcome. I said it's welcome. It's a welcome development for him to have expressed and vent his anger. That's what I can say. But the only thing is that this man is looking for political survivor.
You think
because
so?
It's not relevant again.
How do you?
He has lost out. You went to tribunal. You lost out. You have the right to appeal. Wait for the appeal. If you have any other thing, take it there. Allow the court to make decision. Not to say that this is also what it's supposed to be. Every single person who have made comments one way or the other, either senior advocate of Nigeria or another lawyer or anybody, they are only making expression, making opinion. And that is not the judicial position. Judicial position is what we will hear from the court. Let's wait until that comes up. Well, but what I'm saying is that nothing is new because we have heard it before, we have treated it before, we have saw it before, we have seen it before. We have done what we're supposed to have done legislatively, and decisions have been made. So what else are we not talking about? What is new there? Nothing is new.
But when they came
is Chicago University new?
When they
is
came
the university new? Is Bola Tinubu a new person?
Right. When they came back,
well, it's just concerns being raised by certain persons in the country as regards this whole issue, and they wanted clarity with regards to it. And that is why this matter is coming up.
The clarity can only be made, not by me, not by you, not by them, by court. Because they believe in judicial decision. Let's go to that court. Ensure you arrange every senior advocate to Nigeria you can arrange on your own side.
Right.
Let's prepare our own. Face one another, and then we get the result.
But there are those who have said that, okay, perhaps the president should have come out once and for all to speak about these things, to address the matter in terms of allowing, instead of saying that his lawyer should not allow the certificate, this Atiku get access to some of these issues that were leading up to when Atiku eventually got a hang of the certificate, and Chicago State University saying, actually, he is our student, and here are documents. That maybe the president should have just made a statement, put it out there to save Nigerians of this whole back and forth that we are seeing between the ex-vice president and his legal team.
Do you know that as the president, he also has his own rights as a human being?
Absolutely.
As an individual, as Bola Tinubu. So he has the right to defend himself at any point in time.
Was that being defensive?
Yes, it's defensive. When you are asking for my certificate without informing me, you went to my own, my university to ask for somebody's certificate, and that person is alive, he has the right to say, well, you don't have the right to release my certificate without my consent. I have to be involved. That was what happened. I have to be involved. So for the fact that he has asked for my certificate, you can't release it. Let me be involved. Because at the end of the day, there might be a case where we are going to take it further to another court. I have to be involved. That's the only thing. You now say, well, my lawyer, please appear. Let us know why he's asking for this. Why he's asking for that. What is one to look it for. We prepare ourselves against any other thing that will come on board. And that's what he has done. He has the right to do that, and he has done that. As Bola Tinubu, not as president this time around. Forget about being the president. But if we're going to charge him for criminal case, you cannot even do that because he's the city president. The law does not allow you to even do that. You can only be investigated. You cannot be prosecuted. That is it. So we are not saying president now. We are not saying Bola Tinubu as a person. He has the right.
Let's talk about the politics of things. And I'm trying to build up. You still have...
Yes, we need to quickly go on the break.
All right.
When we return, then we'll look into the matter that you want to come up with. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Before we went on the break, we're looking at the efforts being made by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to establish allegations of forgery against President Bola Tinubu being still in force. And we still have our guest in the studio, former member of the House of Representatives and a political analyst, Honorable Jide Jimo. And Ibrahim, you wanted to ask a question?
Right. I wanted to build on your question, as regards if the president didn't have, if Bola Tinubu, as he is, didn't have anything to hide, it could have saved the entire nation, the stress and all of that, rather than allowing former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to go on his voyage of discovery, something Yoruba will always call Arodon. That's the way I've described, the issue so far. But do you feel, looking at the politics of things, could it be that because Nigeria is faced with a lot of issues, the current administration inherited, different issues that are grappling with, the subsidy and all of that. Could it be a subtle way of the president saying, okay, while you're talking about no issue, I'll be facing Nigeria's problems, fixing it. So before you guys wake up from what you're looking for, then many issues of Nigeria, many issues facing Nigeria would have been, resolved. Do you think that's what the president is trying to play there? Being a master strategist that he has always been.
Do you know that I describe President Bola Tinubu as Tutor General of Nigeria politics? That's our own striker when it comes to mercy on the football pitch. And at any point in time, you always have a way out to get a goal. He has his own target. He has prepared to rule this country. God has given him. Let's support him so that he'll be able to achieve that success. That's the one thing I want us to know. Every single person in this country has the responsibility of bringing Nigeria to the greater height. If you are one of those that want to support the government, please join us. If you are not, please, you don't need to deter us or disturb us of having progress. For one thing that is very certain in this issue we are talking about, you don't expect President Bola Tinubu to come out and say, well, I have my certificate. And it's there to prove. People like us will say that. Other people will say that. Friends will be saying that. It is even better for friends and his colleagues to be saying all these things. I am saying this now because I know that what I'm talking about is genuine.
What is wrong with him saying that? What is wrong with him?
No, it's not compulsory for him to say that.
Right, because
if we are ladies, must come out to prove.
Right.
So if you think that he doesn't have this, prove your evidence that he doesn't have this. What we are now saying that he has everything. You have gone to his school, the school has confirmed, the certificate has been issued. What else are you now talking about again? What else? So if you now think it's shady and it's cloudy, it's not clear enough for you to know what is it, go to court. And you have gone to court. Let's wait until the court decision comes up. That's all. For any Democrat who believe in legality, who believe in constitutionalism, wait for the court decision.
But do you
not that the court will adjudicate properly. Do
you not fear the insinuations, of some Nigerians in some quarters saying that even though the judiciary is the last hope of the common man,
yes,
that the current status or state of judiciary in Nigeria, that they can't trust the
that is their own opinion.
Right. So do you not feel keep reiterating, go to court, go to court, go to court? Maybe they would feel you already believe that the court will rule in your favor on this issue.
What do you mean by that? As a Democrat, as a Nigeria who uphold the constitution of this country, and you believe in it, you now want to say you don't believe in judiciary. If you don't believe in that, what else do you want to believe on? It's like somebody say, I don't believe in police, I believe in forgery. That's what it means. If you don't believe in any other thing that will take a proper decision other than the court, go to court. But if you believe there's another way by which you can go without going to court, go to that place, whether it is constitutional or legal. If it is not legal, people will tell you it's not legal. What you are trying to do, this is a matter of arm twisting. We don't need to do that.
But there's
the technique is gone. What is important now is legality and constitution.
But there's a concern that this matter took an international dimension, and that our image out there which some have said has already been battered, is like this is hitting us the more at the end of the day with regards to the back and forth and this issue of the certificate.
The United States they went to never said that Bola Tinubu did not attend.
It's not just about the United States.
No, when we are talking of international, yes, the United States is the biggest one we can think of, where decision has been made that this is a man from this school, he attended this school, he has this, he has that. That is never an embarrassment. It's a clear case of being attended that school. It's a clear case of being given certificate from that school. It's a clear case of being former student of that school. That is just that simplicity. You cannot think of any other thing other than that. Any other thing other than that is nothing but insinuations that's supposed to be disregarded. That's my own.
Do we just disregard every insinuation? Shouldn't be matters that we
not all insinuations are correct.
We are trying to build an image out there to reposition the country, because we had stories of persons who came out on social media, yes, though cannot be verified, talking about how the matter of their passports, how they were denied certain privileges while they were traveling as a result of these issues going on. These are some of the issues.
It's not as a result of this issue. It might be as a result of another issue entirely, not as a result of this one. I have seen so many number of people of visa in the last 2-3 days that they have been issued American visa, Canadian visa, UK visa, a French visa, and so on and so forth.
Perhaps based on their
if you have not been given or you have not been issued, it might be that you have not satisfied that country. It's not because of this. It is not at all. It is not. What is it? Is there any crime in what we are talking about? No. The man worked with Bobby. He worked with the accounting firm. He was a former senator, former governor, now president. What the hula baloo? What are we talking about? What are we talking about again?
Maybe they're trying to look for answers to the what they term inconsistencies in some of the records. Because I've been wondering myself if truly the president is Bola Tinubu a male or a female? So I would like to ask you, based on the fact that you know the president very well, is he a male or a female?
Let me even come before that. I will tell you frankly, without any other thing, any other doubt, as a man that I can dictate a man, is a complete man. A man with integrity, a man with good character, a man that has been consistent with integrity and character. That's a complete man for you. And that's Bola Tinubu for you, the Tutor General of Nigeria politics and the president of this country. So he's a man. M-A-L-E. M-A-L-E. Male.
Male.
Call it man. M-A-N. Man.
Right. Interesting.
So if you don't want to address it, E and not she. So you can use those three.
So why is it difficult for the Atiku camp to, go to the vendor, as the CSO has confirmed that, people have that there are different vendors that allow certificates are issued because it's simply ceremonial. And as long as what you have is consistent with the transcript that they have, which you've spoken to, is it possible to forge the certificates you already have?
I cannot answer for them. Let them go and answer. Let them go with their own various questions. If they get the answer, they come back to us. I am not here to defend them or to answer for them. All I know is that they are pursuing what is non-existent. That's all.
So your final take on this matter as we wrap this conversation up?
My final take is for everybody to be on board. Let's support the present governor so that we'll be able to take Nigeria to greater height. That's my final take. Thank you.
The president, you meant?
Yes, the president, yeah.
All right. We must thank you, former member of the House of Representatives and a political analyst, Honorable Jide Jimo, for your time on the program. Thank you very much.